Hello and welcome back to Banta, the show that answers all the questions you didn't need answering. Like, do dogs give good bleach? What the fuck did I try and say there? Hello and welcome back to Banta, the show that answers all your questions that don't need answering. I'm your host, Jake, and I'm joined by Connor, Lawrence, and Aaron. So, guys, what have you been up to today? Been keeping yourself entertained in this lockdown period?
Yeah, doing like random stuff. We've all been searching up conspiracy theories today because this is going to be the main theme of the podcast for today. So
I didn't search up any.
I have
That's your own
been glued
fault.
to YouTube, watching it for hours and hours and hours, and I'm now paranoid about society as a whole. So yeah,
You
I've
fell
had a
asleep. That is bollocks. You fell asleep.
Well, yeah, for like an hour, but
So,
the rest of it's been like paranoid stuff.
So essentially, Aaron is going to keep this as structured as possible, and we're just going to
piss about.
chat shit, really.
Rambling
Yeah.
about
And I'm gonna ruin it.
No, it's always
I think what we should do is just have Aaron talking about the conspiracy, then we can judge his conspiracy theory out of 10.
Yeah, but Aaron's only got one because he's useless. He fell asleep for the last 4 hours.
No,
If he talks about it enough, we're fine.
Anyway, let's stop butchering the shit out of him. Aaron, get on with your conspiracy. What is it today?
Hang on,
Right.
we're not going to talk about what everyone else has done to keep themselves
Actually, yeah.
entertained.
No, we don't care about you. Aaron fell asleep.
So that's all we know. So
What I did
like,
is,
All right, Con, what
I
did you do?
woke up.
No, shut up, Lawrence. Wait your turn. Connor, what did you do?
What have I done today?
Mm-hmm.
Well, had a bit of work to do today. And it's Monday, so I actually have done some work today. Yeah, for the mod.
Haven't seen you on Warzone today.
I've been on Warzone in ages, to be fair. It's pretty boring now.
I've been on 27 hours. It's a new record.
Oh my god. It's like your
Shut
wanking
up.
record.
What, lots
Yeah,
of
27
wanking
hours.
records?
Yeah.
27 hours.
Yeah.
What, consistent? Consistent
Yeah,
for
I know,
No,
27
that's how
hours.
long he hasn't wanked for.
No, it's been longer than that. It's been about a
3
week
minutes.
and a bit now.
Yeah, cool. Good update.
So, Loz, what have you been doing today?
Well, so I woke up around, I don't know,
There we go.
11ish.
In-depth analysis of the day.
Oh shit! Woke up around 11ish. Went for some breakfast to my
Was it more
traditional
Cocoa
Cocoa
Pops?
Pops, a cup of tea. Then I went for a shit. Yeah, of course. Went for a shit, right? And a big shit came out as well. Right. Then I went for a shower. Sat in the shower for half an hour, just gathering my
Crying.
thoughts.
Did you have a bottle of wine
And
as well? Downing it. Drowning your sorrows.
I have some Jack Daniels. The Jack Daniels. And yeah. And then what I did is went into my room. What did I do after that? I think I might have watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't actually know. I can't remember what I did today. Not gonna lie, I forgot.
He sat there going, don't say I had a wank. Don't say I had a wank.
I forgot what I did today. I did not, do the business.
Cheers,
You
Lawrence,
should
for
have gone out
that
for a run.
overshare.
You should have gone out for a run. As you,
Yeah, I was going to, but I completely forgot.
Right. Okay. Tomorrow, you wake up in the morning and you do it before you have breakfast.
Yeah, plus, yeah, because the thing is, though, when
We
I
are talking about running here, right?
yeah,
Subject.
I woke
Keep
up. I went for a shower and I was like, I got out of the shower. I was like, oh, I probably should have went for a run before that. So I felt like I shouldn't have. That's why. So I was like, I probably shouldn't go for a run then.
Yeah, but just come back and
Jump in.
have another shower.
No, because that's a waste of
It's effort.
Water.
money.
Yeah. No. You should. Yeah. You should like set an alarm. Say wake up at like 10. Make sure you're out the
10,
door
you're on
by
an alarm, mate.
Fucking hell. That is so early.
It's 12
Aaron.
o'clock and onwards. No one gets
Jesus
up in the morning.
Right.
I was up at 8 this morning. I did a workout for an hour and a half.
Yeah, but you're not normal.
Wait, you woke up at 8:30. Wait, what do you even do for an hour and a half? Fucking planks.
Planks,
an hour and a half
push-ups,
plank.
squats, sit-ups, crunches, leg raises and flutter kicks. They're horrible. Pull-ups, set of chin-ups, and yeah, you just do them in circuits. And then I was,
Damn.
and then I went and looked at a few conspiracy theories for a couple of hours, and then I fell asleep for about 3 hours. So
Five.
it's been a semi-productive day.
Yeah,
Alright.
productive day, Aaron. Productive day.
Aaron, would you like to take us away with your conspiracy theory?
Right. Okay. So I've been watching this person called David Icke today. That's David, obviously ICKE, and he's very, very interesting. And he's basically got a theory that the whole society is all run by this very, very elite organization. We all call it the 1%, but they're all called different things around the world. You know, like the Illuminati and all the other things, basically.
Nice,
and his idea, I do know, shut up, right? Okay, is that he has this structure called problem, reaction, solution. And he traced it back to 9/11, and he's also linked it to this coronavirus. And he thinks, obviously I don't think this, but I'm basically quoting what he's saying, is he basically thinks that the whole reason for this coronavirus happening is that they want to move towards a cashless society where no small businesses, cashless society, one currency, and it's all basically run by one huge world bank. And what they're moving towards is they're moving towards a sort of pyramid sort of structure in society, almost like the Hunger Games. He references a lot, and he basically says that, you know, the whole reason for everyone being in lockdown is not to actually prevent the people who are maybe affected, because he says what they could do, what they should do, they should put everyone that has sort of, you know, immunity problems or are above sort of 65, they should be sort of almost locked away in a sort of separate part, and that everyone else should be sort of allowed to carry on with their lives. But he's saying that the whole reason for this lockdown globally is to basically completely not destroy this economic structure that we have right now. And in the sort of midst of everything, they will come in with a new economic policy, new economic structure, of which it'll be all based off no cash whatsoever, and it will all be card run. He's saying already it's happening. You know, every single shop you go into now, they're not accepting cash or accepting card, because the virus supposedly is carried through cash, and you could get it off money, off through cash, off through all this sort of thing. So the whole idea is that this coronavirus is only coming around because they want to create a new economic structure. I'm not sure how true this is. I'm just repeating what he's saying, but I do think there might be you know, it's a little bit shifty how they've closed down the entire structure of the country for a foreseeable time, you know, which we don't even know how long it's going to be. We only know it's going to be 3 weeks, and then we don't know from there. I think it's...
Did you find this online?
Yes.
Did you read it in a book?
No, I found it on YouTube. Which
That's
I
what
know
he's falling asleep. His eyes are tired from fucking reading all day.
No wonder he fell asleep. He's bored to death.
So you're
He's sat here like this. He's sat here like this.
You know, but
so you're trying
the whole idea is that they want to move towards a cashless society where it's all basically governed off one huge currency, and we're all just going to be united under this one huge power entity. They're saying that he also linked it to 9/11, basically saying that they wanted to completely reshift the whole leadership and structure of the Middle East. And they're saying that, you know, that 9/11 was effectively an inside job, because he's saying that if you look at all the Twin Towers, he's saying when they actually come down, it's almost exactly similar to what they call, like, you know, like a controlled demolition. Like if you see it online, when you have all the flats and things, they all blow up along the foundations, all in a sync, and it falls in what they call free fall speed, where it basically falls straight on top of each other.
Yeah, they just collapse.
And what he's basically saying is, he's saying that there is no way in which the towers all fell perfectly down like that if a plane hit into it and actually caused the steel structure to sort of what's it called? Sort of like not work, like
Bend.
Oh, what's it
Malfunction.
called? No, not
Fracture.
Bends. Ish. I mean, there's a better word, but I've forgotten because I'm very, very smart. But yeah, no, it's he's basically saying that if the jet did actually fly into it, you know, and actually was the sole reason for it blowing up, he's saying that the towers would have definitely fallen into the towers and caused a huge amount of, you know, far more casualties. He's saying that basically the idea that 9/11 is coming back to the coronavirus again. This whole idea of problem solution outcome, where they're trying to move towards a cashless society where we're all ruled by AI, and he's saying that the first step was 9/11, basically getting rid of all the sort of dictators and past dictators from World War II in the Middle East, basically recreating a power vacuum from which they can grab all the oil, and basically saying that it was all an inside job, and that coronavirus is just a new way of doing this. Of sort of, he's saying that we will have no cash within the next few years, and we'll have constantly more and more tests on people for immunity, and that they are basically trying to weed out all of the so-called weak and elderly, like frail people that can't handle this sort of disease, completely wipe them out, wipe out all sort of freelance business, all sort of small to medium-sized businesses, and that they only want to be controlled by huge sort of TNCs like, Google, Apple, like Facebook, YouTube,
McDonald's.
all these sorts of huge worldwide companies.
Google is owned by.
Yeah, but hang on.
Yeah, YouTube's owned
Small
by
businesses build up, but
Yeah.
the small businesses build up the economy, don't they?
Yes,
So they play
but
a massive part in what
Yes.
it's like today.
exactly. So they want to get rid of what it's like today, and they want to be all
So
run
you
by
ca-
big companies.
To be
That's
fair,
Fair play to laws.
That's what he theorizes. I'm not sure.
This is
I'm
the
not sure how
quietest
true
laws
it is.
has been. This is the quietest laws has been ever. He's never been
Aaron,
this quiet before.
Aaron, are you trying to say that some random little private government thing, or the 1%, whatever you said, made
Little government.
coronavirus?
it's Hydra.
Hey, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm saying. I think personally, I think it was become of natural sort of causes, but I'm basically just quoting what he's saying, and it's quite interesting if you actually sit down and listen to what he's saying and actually take it on board and sort of put a few things together. I think most of what he says is pretty rubbish, but it does sort of help you question and sort of, like, it's sort of quite impressive how quickly your perception can be changed on a certain subject or a certain matter just by your outside opinion. And I think it's quite important that you look at this sort of stuff, but then again, you can also just think he's a crackpot.
You
Yeah.
see, I think coronavirus is the universe's way, or like Earth's looking us to get a hold of ourselves and be fucking not fucking stupid, like what is it, O2 emission, whatever it was, has been dropped by like
Not
5%,
O2, CO2.
whatever it was.
CO2,
CO2,
Yeah, we don't emit
CO2
oxygen.
emission dropped by whatever. CO2 emission dropped by 5% and stuff like that, and pollution's getting better already because no one's fucking chucking stuff in water and stuff.
Yeah, well, of course,
And
the
ozone layer is replacing itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's healing.
Yeah,
it
I
can't
mean,
replace itself.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
It's like
Healing.
Just getting rid of
it's like
itself.
it's like yeah, it's fixing
repairing.
itself.
That's the word.
yeah.
Yeah, if you want to change,
So this is what David Icke person thinks. He basically thinks that coronavirus was created by someone, by
Aaron
this
just likes the limelight, I think.
large entity that basically controls the entire world, that they're all out to get us and all out to control us. And he thinks that this coronavirus, the more important factor is not only will it weed out the sort of weak and frail and ill people in society, which won't be deemed
R.I.P. Granny.
work for them, but also it's going to have huge economic impacts, because of course we're going to have a recession like we haven't seen in since the 1930 American Depression. It's going to be on that scale, like everywhere. That sort of
He took history
I
level.
haven't seen that. We personally haven't seen that.
outside of the huge companies are basically going to really, really badly struggle. And that's the whole idea, that he thinks that they basically created this so that we only have huge, large businesses, because from which the big people control it right at the very top. So it's another way of controlling us.
So technically, you spent 3 hours listening to this dude talk about how they created the coronavirus to set up a new governmental economic scheme so that no businesses can run and only massive businesses to run. And you believed
I
it.
don't think governmental's a word.
I'm not too sure.
You took
Nah,
on
I
board
think
the
loads of
information
people
from this
have
rambling
one
man and thought, yeah, that's fine.
No.
Aaron, you said in the group chat, Aaron, you said in the group chat you're like shitting yourself now because of the government.
Yeah, but
Aaron's
obviously-
listening to this
obviously
dude and
do
going, oh my God, there's
We'll
a
stick some
reason why
proof
they're
of that
killing
on
Morris.
the pod.
Oh my god, my HSBC card's gonna be declined.
It's already
No,
been
no, no,
declined
no.
40 times. You still got to pay Joel for half his McDonald's he ate this year.
Shut up, man. I paid it back, I swear. Anyway, what I think is important is, I know that I'm gonna look and sound like a bit of an idiot, but I think it's important that you actually just look at it, because I've explained this in a very, very fundamentally basic and stupid way of basically putting it, because all I've watched is 3 hours on YouTube. I know virtually nothing.
That's quite a lot, to be fair. 3
Well,
hours.
Yeah,
is
more
quite
than
a
we
lot.
do.
I definitely wouldn't sit through 3 hours.
Aaron, you've done
of
more
some guy
research
talking
than
about.
all three of us combined.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but I'm very much a sort of obsessive person, and when I get something, I sort of go down a rabbit hole. It's very, very easy, especially on
Bro,
this
did
sort
you
of-
say very obsessive? Any girls watching? Aaron's got your guy. Very, very obsessive.
Aaron is your guy to always give you his full attention.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
he'll give you
That's what girls
everything.
want.
Yeah, but
Plus, yeah, he's got the moolah. He's got the money.
thanks, guys. But anyway, getting back to the point, I think it's important that you actually just go and have a look at him, because as everyone says, the whole reason why we're doing this is because we have nothing else to do.
Aaron, you got any more?
Oh yes, another one that he says. He says that sort of 5G, because everyone knows this new 5G is coming. That 5G is going to be another way in which they control us. That they're saying that.
Does this guy spout nothing but bollocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
I think-
5G is like barely even like become like a thing.
5G is
It's
only
new-
like,
it's
available
very-
in certain states in America.
Yeah, it's like available in like 2 states.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
And
but
EE tried
he's
to
not-
use it and it
he's not-
failed.
He's not
Yeah.
talking about that, because what he's doing is he's theorizing.
Yeah, he's theorizing horse shit.
I
Yeah,
could you could theorize anything and then back it up with some false evidence, like, oh, I believe
okay.
shit.
It's like, oh, I believe Jesus is alive because I saw
Just-
a cross.
Just
Yeah,
go and watch him. Okay. I don't believe nine.
Aaron's going to leave a link to his channel in the
Were
description.
you, were you about to say dinosaurs, Aaron?
No. 70% of the stuff I completely think is complete, total, and utter nonsense. But some of the stuff he says,
It's a hogwash.
it's not. It doesn't.
What
it
is some of the
doesn't-
stuff then? Give an example.
It doesn't seem too
Give
far out
an
there.
example. Don't tell him to give more examples.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good point, actually.
We
We
just
need to
lost
move
half
on.
the fan base on Aaron.
We
We
need
need to try.
we need to gain them back
It's-
now for the last 20 minutes, don't we?
We need to move on, try and find out. We need a more exciting
conspiracy
subject.
theories.
Has anyone got a
Aren't we
conspiracy theory?
talking about conspiracy theories? Well, okay,
Who else has got
9/11. 9/11.
We can't talk about 9/11 because I can't make jokes because it's not a jokeable subject.
I think possibly get demonetized, even though we're not actually big enough to get them like monetized in the first place.
Area
This is the
51.
second video.
Yeah, go on,
Area-
Area 51.
Area
That's
51.
fair. Nah,
Is located-
9/11 was an inside job. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It was set up by
Just-
Bush.
You just,
Anyway,
you just have to see how the towers fall. You just have to see how they fall
Yes,
down.
And you've said
It's
this already.
painful.
I've been to the 9/11 museum. That was pretty interesting.
Was it
No.
just a bit of glass?
Fuck's sake.
No, actually, it's actually pieces of the building.
Glass.
No, it's just pieces of the
Glass.
building. They had like original stairs, a couple of pieces of metal, and
Right. Talk
what
about
was it?
aliens then, Jake.
Aliens.
Yeah, go on.
Do you think? All right, so Area 51, located 150 miles from Las Vegas in Nevada.
Hell yeah.
Some guy said,
The city of sins.
"Cheers for that."
I've been there.
Not
I went when I was
you did that,
12.
but cheers, boss. Technically, some geezer looked in the sky and went, "Oh, that thing's flying. I don't know what it is." And then he went, "Oh, it crashed." So, they thought, oh, we'll go find it, and then they couldn't find it, and they said it crashed near Area 51. So they deemed that the government was hiding the alien evidence that they'd spotted in the sky by taking it and hiding it in Area 51. And there's an airbase. Well, they believe that in Area 51, they instead of engineer stuff, they de-engineer it. So they take it apart. They take apart all the new alien gear and make other things with it. Like there's an airbase, I forgot what it's called, a couple of miles away from it, that they created reconnaissance planes and hidden bombers. I forgot what they call them now. Using the alien technology, but it's just not very plausible.
So wait, are you saying that aliens do exist? Or they don't exist?
Aliens exist, just not on planet Earth. So
hang on.
Area 51, there could be a form of alien gear. If the UFO was actually a UFO, because it might not have been, there could be alien gear inside Area 51.
I think there's a massive fucking egg in there.
An
Which is
egg?
about to be, how in Godzilla, in the first one, where there's that massive fucking egg which
Do you know
hatches.
Godzilla is based on Godzilla already being on Earth? He hasn't come from anywhere.
Right. Anyway, right, Jake. I might take it off on another little tangent.
Lisa's coming to ruin
All
our
right.
ends.
Right, no. Do you think Godzilla's real? Let's discuss that.
I do not think Godzilla's real.
Like,
No,
No.
of course he's
No.
not
do
real.
you think prehistoric monsters exist?
I think the
and
dinosaurs did exist.
Dinosaurs existed.
There's proof they existed.
Well, yeah,
Of course
because
they did.
dinosaurs, you idiot.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, and what about,
to be fair, people do say that dinosaurs didn't exist and they've just pieced pieces of other various animals together to make a bigger animal and be like, oh yeah,
They're deluded,
this is a
They're
T-Rex,
deluded.
when it could actually
They're
just
deluded.
be 6 ducks and a penguin.
Yeah, but the bone size would not be 6 ducks or a penguin, would it?
Right, 12 lions and a hedgehog.
And a hedgehog's thing. Right, anyway, Jake, right, okay, so you mentioned about aliens and being in Area 51.
Yep.
I watched a Joe Rogan podcast a couple days ago, and he had this commander of the Navy, and he was this huge high-flying sort of pilot. And
Was it 3 hours long?
2.5 hours actually. But
Again,
I
that.
watch 3-hour things because you can have a nap.
Fuck watching that.
And it was very, very interesting, and he basically talks about the all these sort of pilots. They've been seeing these sort of very sort of small, sort of almost tic tac sort of shaped little drone things about this size, and they couldn't explain how fast and how quick it could move. Sort of, they said that it would sort of travel sort of almost like double the speed of sound from sort of complete blank to double speed of sound in a snap second. He's saying that it could go from sort of 20,000 feet to 80,000 feet, sort of directly up, almost like a helicopter, and then just stop, and then they just fly away. And they're saying that they're not sure what it was. It could be sort of drone from Russia, maybe, because this was back in sort of the 90s, 80s.
Blame it on the Russians.
Right at the very end of sort of the Cold War era. But they think that it's more likely than not some form of aliens sort of trying to fuck with us, because they're saying that there's no way that humans have created technology from.
It's just Wakanda.
They're trying to fuck with us.
Shut up! They stop.
Aliens like. Yeah, but
what was that? What was the point of that though? Was that about aliens? Like
We're on about Area 51.
Do you know the guys? Have you ever seen the guys that go on like TV and say, "Oh yeah, I saw a UFO.
I saw a spaceship drove my house."
No offense to the people, but they always look like fucking retards.
Yeah, but
they all look like they're missing a few brain cells. Like they're not sharing the family brain cell.
It's because they're hillbillies. They're fucking spastics, and they shag their own pigs.
I know, but this is why it's interesting. It's because it was the head commander of sort of the Pacific Air Force for the Americans. This is why it sort of has any shred of credibility. It's not because he's just some hillbilly farmer from
Oh,
Texas who's saying
Was he
he's seen
saying
the
he saw
stuff.
that?
Yeah.
To be
he's saying
fair,
that
if
when
he
it
saw
was
it in
on
Texas
Was he
and
saying
it
he
landed
saw
in
those
Nevada, he'd
things?
never have seen it.
Yeah. But that's what he's saying. It's because he's a commander of sort of a huge fleet within the Pacific and not a huge person in the Air Force that he's saying that he's seen all these sort of tic-tac sort of shaped drones flying around the sky.
Aliens, Aaron, do aliens exist on Earth?
Jake, you didn't get to finish your statement. You didn't get to finish your statement, Jake.
I don't matter. They're just saying how the government say that they won't tell you what is in Area 51 for national security,
Oh.
which kind of says we have alien stuff, but we're just not allowed to tell you because it'll just create mass panic.
What they
Yeah.
say, or what's in there is that it's like something so deadly that they don't want to start like a World War III.
Yeah.
Or they just don't want it stolen. Or I'm not sure I trust the Americans with it anyway.
What
Yeah.
if they start all these events to take off the pressure from like the public? So, for example, the coronavirus, they take it off of what's actually there. If you get
So
me.
they've let
Like
out
other
the.
events.
They've gone. Oh yes, Corona's here. Let's just let out the alien life form we've got sat in Area 51.
Well,
Take it out for a spin and put it back again when everybody comes back outside.
Well, I mean, there is a
right.
theory. The whole reason why they've got lockdown, the whole reason for it is so that they can test nuclear weapons. That's another different theory, but that's a whole different thing.
Have you guys
The
seen
same
Paul?
David bloke.
Yeah. Honestly, man,
Yeah, it's like Paul.
I'm hooked on him.
That's it.
All
Paul.
right. So anyway, Aaron, do aliens on Earth exist?
Not on Earth, but they definitely do exist. Just because I think the sheer size of the whole universe, I think it would be very, very stupid to think there's not something else out there that has or has not existed.
Connor, aliens on Earth or aliens in general? Yes or no?
In general, because like, who came up with it? There must be some sort of something behind it, you know.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
aliens, yes or no?
They exist, right? On Mars or Venus.
Why Venus?
No, Pluto. Have
No,
you guys
not
seen that Rick and
planet.
Morty episode? Have you guys seen that have you guys seen that video, that like episode of Rick and Morty where they go, Pluto's a planet, but there's like a bunch of aliens
Oh yeah.
on it, like and they're expecting the what is it, like the minerals of the planet, and it's like making it so small that it can't be classed as a planet. That's why aliens exist, because of Rick and Morty, or no, because of like Pluto shrinking.
Facts. There we go.
That's why.
Straight facts there from Lawrence.
We're just going to
Big brain
assume
tank.
Lawrence said
Interesting
that
thing
way.
that's
Big
been said on the podcast.
All right, Con, you have not said anything for a solid 10 minutes. Do you have a conspiracy theory for us to digest?
Stonehenge, how was it built?
Or through carving out the rocks and then using the logs as rollers to get it on a certain point.
No Stonehenge. It's
Yes,
some
Stonehenge.
rocks.
Yeah.
In a
Aliens built
It's
it.
some
some-
rocks.
in a formation, and it was built around 3000 BC.
It's not in a formation. I think they're completely random.
No, it's in a formation so that when it's on summer solstice, the light shines straight through.
Oh, I did not know.
Many believe that Merlin had a giant that built the structure for him. Don't know who Merlin is, or this giant. So
Did you not, watch
Have you
Merlin?
not seen Merlin? Yeah, did you not watch Merlin?
He's like King Arthur's best mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like buddies.
He's
He's like magical.
Yeah, he's a wizard. He has a dragon in like his like basement.
He's like a B-Tech Harry Potter,
Yeah,
just without the wand. He can do stuff.
and
with
then
his eyes.
he shags his his best friend's missus.
fair enough.
As you do, obviously.
So how do you think Stonehenge was made?
Well, it was
Laws?
cut out from stone tools and blocks, and then they would have got wood, and then they would have rolled it along. What the fuck are you doing? Get out.
I don't think.
That's saying. That's saying.
Was that Elliot?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell 'cause he slammed it.
What the fuck are you doing? Get out.
Yeah, that's staying in. I'm editing this one, so that's staying in.
Right, we don't have to
Wait,
say that's staying in for 2 minutes. Just to clarify, it's staying in.
I think that Stonehenge is completely random. It just happened to be there. But I think what happened is like the stones around. Like I think it was a bigger like structure originally, but like it's eroded away over time. But these are the things that stayed.
Yeah, a load of people said it was an observatory. I can't even say the word.
Observatory.
Yeah, apparently it was that, and that's what it was before, and it just turned into this, what it is now today. So yeah.
Well, there's this really strange idea that if you connect sort of the lines of the pyramids, if you draw a direct line, apparently I'm not sure how true this is. If you draw a direct line from the pyramids, and if you sort of draw it around the world, then it sort of links up with all the other ancient old sort of sites. So you see all the weird
Like,
alien.
It matches up like Machu Picchu and things like that.
Yeah.
We'll put a picture on the podcast. We'll put it on.
Technically, that piece of information came from Joe Weller, so that must be true.
Well, we went to like Egypt. Yeah.
Yeah, he said that.
That's been said before though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Joe Weller said it, so it must be true.
But there's another one. You know that island with the stone people?
Easter
Island.
Easter Island, yeah. Apparently, it's like their feet or something, and their heads are there on Easter Island, and then it's their feet, which are the feet in Stonehenge, apparently as well. That was another theory. I'll get that up as well.
Easter Island was, I think, colonized by the Polynesians, I think, and they were all and the whole idea of the heads were to basically represent the ancestors, I think.
Where are the Polynesians from?
Southeast Asia, because they came along, they colonized the Philippines, and then they sort of went through, and then they came and they colonized into sort of South America. That's why the Aboriginals look quite similar.
Right, how do you open an Easter egg without breaking it?
Well, you get the two sides, Jake, and then you go like that, I think.
You gotta twist it the opposite way.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Almost like an Oreo.
Yeah, wrap it.
When you like. There
Jake, it's the same size as your head.
It didn't work out, and I got like parts of it. Oh, it's going everywhere.
Well, it's better than nothing. Better than completely not shattered.
Is that your Easter egg?
Yeah.
Have you already opened your Easter egg?
No, I bought it for £1.19.
To be fair,
Loz, what was your conspiracy theory?
It was already mentioned. Aliens built the pyramids. Giza.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true. I think there's no way people could.
Or they at least helped like humans or us build them with their big muscles.
Sure.
I could build a pyramid.
Jake's turned this podcast into a mukbang.
Yeah, and of course,
Cheers, Jake.
if you look at all the gods that they worshipped on all the hieroglyphs, they with all the different heads on the top.
Yeah,
they
worship and have like cats and shit. Like cats like evil. Maybe aliens are scared of cats. You never know.
No, because they worship.
We're right. Luna and Molly will protect you.
Hey, that's it. They worship them. Yeah, they worship them. Yeah, it was one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe cats are aliens.
You never know.
Why are we making new conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
I bet someone said it before.
Probably. Is there any other ones? Oh yeah, I've got one. That's quite funny. Oh, I got melted chocolate all over my phone.
Right,
is that your conspiracy theory?
Yeah, but Jake, at least it's not as bad as that photo you sent the other day.
What, when I got
mini
the
eggs
egg stuck in my foot, stuck in my toes. Actually, there's melted chocolate where melted chocolate shouldn't be.
All right,
oh shit, press one button.
Should we wrap it up?
There's a is Paul McCartney still alive?
Oh yeah, the Paul is dead conspiracy.
Yeah, Aaron knows.
Yeah, because I'm a huge Beatle fan myself, and the whole idea is that he died in 1966, I think,
Correct.
which is the same year in which the album Revolver was released, which is a huge album, very, very revolutionary, right at the very start of when they become sort of psychedelic and all weird. See, I'm getting very, very nerdy into this. And it's basically the idea that Paul is actually dead, and that they replaced it with a different guy. I've forgotten what his name is.
Well, I would guess it his name.
I've completely forgotten what his name is. But I mean, I think
Billy
he's
Shears.
alive. Billy Shears. Oh, okay. But yeah, and he's basically they basically think that Paul died because there's a very, very slight change in frequencies within his when he sings from sort of right at the very start versus when he's very sort of at the end of the Beatles. And there's a change in sort of song style. But I think that's just that just comes through maturity, because he was obviously a young kid and then he becomes a man. There's also the idea that he, if you look at their one of the huge albums, Sergeant Pepper's Only Hearts Club Band, produced in 1967. I think it's Strawberry Fields. If you sort of rewind it and if you play it backwards, it comes out with this sort of saying that Paul is dead, Paul is dead, Paul is dead, and it's sort of repeated over and over again. So I think
That's in John Lennon's A Day in the Life.
That's
Where
it.
it's Paul is dead, miss him, miss him.
Yeah.
And they also say that at the end of Strawberry Fields Forever, that Lennon mumbles, "I buried Paul," which he denies, saying that the lyric is actually cranberry sauce.
Yeah. I know, because if you actually do listen to it, I think it does. Yeah, but then again, they're all tripping off their heads on acid and LSD and stuff like that. So, you don't know what to believe.
The good stuff. The good
How
stuff.
did they think he died, or was it just unknown?
Car crash, they reckon. I think.
There's one where there's a lyric that said he blew his brains out in the car, so he could have killed himself.
Oh yeah. That's in Dead and Alive where it start. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Right. So technically, what we've learned from today is.
Oh yeah.
Aaron
What we were gonna say.
Go on.
Mate, you say it. Finish, Jake. No, you say it.
you
It can be after that. Nah, it's that's not. It's completely different to conspiracies.
Is it Boris Johnson?
Yeah.
Right, we could talk
Boris. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Who's
were
going to
gonna
explain
say.
that?
Just gonna say, guys, quick update on Boris. Hashtag pray for Boris. What we're gonna do right now is give a 5-second silence to Boris Johnson and his family.
No, we're not.
All right. Yes, we are. It's 5
Don't
seconds.
be so
Aaron.
disrespectful, Aaron.
All right, fine. Okay.
5 seconds, Aaron. All right, ready? On my count, when I put my middle fingers up, right? That's the start.
Don't be disrespectful. So he's got his middle fingers up. Brilliant. Fuck's sake.
3, 2, 1.
That's 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
I haven't got a timer.
All right. Yeah.
But
So
no, on a serious note-
hashtag pray for Boris. Yeah. Honestly, on a real note, he's in
On a serious
an
note,
intensive
he's been
care.
moved.
He's our best leader ever since David Cameron.
Oh my god.
Is that the only
Thank
other politician you know? Is that the only other
Thank-
politician you know?
Thank,
I thought you were going to say Margaret Thatcher. I was like, oh
I
god.
thought you were going to say Winston Churchill. Come on, you had options and you went for David Cameron.
thank fuck Jeremy Corbyn didn't win the election. I mean, it was a landslide at the end of the day, but people were like seriously thinking they were going to do it.
Yeah, but in all honesty, if it was Corbyn who'd contracted it, he'd probably have died.
Yeah, and good riddance, the old cunt.
All right, Lawrence. Or anti-Labour.
Anyway,
We are not affiliated with any political party.
Yeah.
well,
I can't comment on political stuff anyway, so.
All right, MOD.
I'm
then.
going to be sacked if I did.
Come on, I've got that money thing over there.
Yeah, and also, what else was I going to say?
Oh,
Yeah,
this.
No, you say a lot
pray-
of shit. Yeah, over there, I can't read
Pray
it.
for
How much have you
pray for
got?
Pep and his family after the loss of his mother. It's a tragic loss. You know, she was a brilliant woman. Even though I never knew her or her name.
£0 and 0p.
I got £16.94.
What in there?
Yeah.
I'll try and add it up. One
Brilliant.
rough estimate, about 30 quid.
Anyway, as Loz was mentioning, Pep Guardiola sadly lost his mum to the coronavirus today. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the family.
Anyway,
I'm
We wrap
riddled
up
with life.
from this podcast, we deterred that Aaron likes to fall asleep and listen to shit for about 5 hours.
Pretty much, yeah.
Connor knows nothing about Stonehenge apart from the fact there's loads of rocks. And Lauren just whacked his knee on his
Oh, I hit
ass.
my knee in the fucking desk. Oh,
And on that,
shit.
oh, I can't say that.
Well,
that's
great
top
pod,
gears.
guys. Great pod. We'll be back on Sunday.
And on that terrible bombshell, it's starting to end.
Thank you so
Isn't
much.
that I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted, that.
Yeah, it must be. No,
What's
because he used it
copyrighted?
on Top Gear and Grand Tour, so it can't be that bad.
No, Jeremy copyrighted it himself because it's his thing.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And on that terrible
Guys.
cliffhanger, it's time to end.
Good pod, guys.
All right,
Stay
that was-
safe.
Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Yeah.
And
That is important.
hashtag party all night long.
But make sure it's inside and by yourself with no one else around. Because that's
Lawrence,
the most
or
fun.
with
That's
a 2 meter,
Lawrence's Saturday night
with
anyway.
with a 2 meter distance.
Yes.
A 2 meter distance with yourself.
With
Yeah,
anyone. With anything.
All right.
Yeah,
fine.
anyway, right, okay. Thanks guys.
And on
See you
that
later.
note,
Bye, guys.
Good boys.
goodbye.